Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream. I'm Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at Shannon on the MakeCode forum.
Vivian, at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forum.
And Vivian, it's a very special day today, isn't it?
Why is it a special day, Richard?
I don't know. You tell me.
Is it because it's Monday and we're back on stream?
Well, that's one reason. Hey, Shannon, give me another reason it's a special day.
It's the first Monday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, wait, I actually know why it's a special day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's because today is the first day of our game jam. Woo!
Thank you. Yay. I set you guys up.
Oh my God, I'm so I knew it. I promise I thought of it myself.
Yeah, so we have a new game jam going on, and you can find out more info about it. But if you just go to our forum, it's the pinned post, or just go to aka.ms/arcadegj. I think that's it.
Test it.
And that'll take you to the game jam page. The theme this time is the climate crisis. So make games about recycling, make games about solar and wind energy, make games about tornadoes and stuff. Let's do it. All right.
Oh,
anyway.
Today? Right now?
Oh no, I wasn't planning on doing it today. Well, we should probably do a game at some point, but no, we have like 3 weeks for this jam. So, you know, we got plenty of time to make a climate change game.
Nice.
No, today I've seen my idea was inspired by our forum. I saw a number of posts that were trying to recreate a game. And so I thought it might be a good thing to try out. I don't actually know how to do it. I have like a basic idea in my head of how this game works. So we're going to be learning a lot as we go, but I thought we might do a Smash Bros. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to do like a really basic version. We're not going to do multiple characters at first. We're just going to have like one character. And we need to have the basics. So we need to have attacks you can do, multiple attacks. We need to have a percentage meter that builds up. And as you get hit more, you get more percentage. And when you have a high percentage, you're more likely to go flying. And then 3, we need to have a stage that you're playing on where if you go to any of the edges or fall off, you lose a life and respawn. So I think those are the basic things we're going to be working towards. I don't think we're going to get all of those today, but that's the idea. Before we get too far into it, though, I do have a question for you guys. Who are you playing Smash?
Oh, I'm always the Wii Fit trainer, and I go salute the sun.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good move.
Thank you.
Bowser.
Infuriating.
Bowser? Why are you Bowser?
Bowser's my new favorite.
I've played against Shannon as Bowser, and I can say I've been body slammed so many times because Shannon's favorite move is the beat over, where Bowser grabs you and then does a flip and body slams you on the ground.
No, it's not my favorite move. The reason I like Bowser is because I like all 3 of the B moves. Whereas I feel like usually with other characters, I'm like, okay, I know one of the B moves and that's the one I'm going to do. But
does Bowser have any recovery off the ledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up B spins, and Bowser is also like pretty bouncy. Not like Kirby, obviously, but for a big character.
Yeah.
What about you, Richard?
I like Ness. I've playing Ness quite a while now. I'll admit I mainly just liked him because of Earthbound, but now I just like playing him because he's the only character I feel good with.
Lucas says Meta Knight and Kirby.
Nice. Yeah, I played Kirby for.
Sorry, Gideon, not Lucas.
I played Kirby for most of my childhood. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about fighting games. So there's kind of a fundamental concept in fighting games, which are hitboxes. So this is a term you might have heard before, but the idea is that let's say we have a character. I'm going to go ahead and just go into our gallery, and let's choose. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab an animation because I just had a fun idea. All right. So I want to get a specific animation for this. I want this one. Here we go. Okay. So when you have a character like this, you might have them do an attack animation. And so the idea with an attack animation is that for each frame, they have some sort of thing going on, but you want to be really precise with what they're actually hitting. So we could just make it so that when we have a sprite that is attacking, if they overlap with something else, then the attack lands. But that's not going to look very good, and it's going to be kind of weird because, like, what if I'm facing the other direction and I attack them? Or what if I hit them? What if they touch me on my head when I'm hitting them with my arm? It doesn't make that much sense. And so a lot of times what they do in fighting games, including Smash Bros., is a concept of hitboxes. So the idea is that, let's say this is our attack animation. Okay, so this is just like us getting ready. And here's where the attack is actually going. We'll put a hitbox here over our arm that says, okay, this is where my attack is. So I'm going to attack with this rectangle, not with the main sprite. And likewise, our main sprite is also going to have a hitbox that looks something like this. And so this will say that if we are attacked and our hitbox for the other person's arm hits the hitbox for our body, then that means we take damage. So we're going to be, for all of our characters, we're going to be kind of defining these hitboxes, which will make it so that we can actually control when they get damaged. One thing that we're going to have to do, and I know, Vivian, you hate when I ask you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make us a character?
Is it going to be a main character? Oh, then I'm happy to make a character.
Okay. So they need to, it's going to be like a side scroller, like in Smash. And then if you could just give them like a few frames of doing attacks, and like you really don't have to do many frames.
Okay.
It just needs to be like a punch or like a kick,
yeah,
stuff like that.
Do you have like a size guide?
I think 24 by 24 is a good size. I think we want to go slightly bigger than we normally do, so bigger than 16 by 16. But how big is 32 by 32? Let's make a 32 by 32 sprite.
Can you draw like a banana for scale, so we can have lifelike proportions, but not a banana, something that's like obvious. Do we have a theme for this fighting game?
No, I don't know yet. You can decide the theme.
Food fight. Food fight.
Be food fight.
Want
to do food fight?
Okay,
I think 32 by 32 is actually good,
okay.
because that gives you a lot of room to also do attacks that extend beyond where they are right now. So let's say 32 by 32. You don't have to use all this space.
Okay.
All right, cool. Shannon, Vivian is making us a character for our fighting game, who's going to have a few attacks. But don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Would you be interested in making me a little tile set for a level? It doesn't need to have many tiles, but the idea is, how Smash Bros. Levels are. They're kind of like a floating island or something, that we could then do it. And if you can just share yours as a share link, I can just load it up and copy the whole tile map.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, cool. So now that that's going, let's go ahead and start working on our basic mechanics. So we're going to start out by making some sprites. Well, first, actually, we're going to start out by doing a tile map. So let's do that first. I think I'm going to go into extensions, and I'm going to add the tile maps extension just preemptively. I don't know if we're actually going to need to use it today, but it'll be good to have it. Okay. So we want to set our current tile map to be this. And Shannon, are you doing 16 by 16 or 8 by 8? It's up to you, either way.
I was going to do 16 by 16.
Okay.
Do we want outlines or no outlines?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go into here and just make a very boring tile set. We're just going to have these, white is going to be our ground and black is going to be our background. Just fun. Actually, you know what? You don't even need to do a background. Don't do a background. We'll have a background image. Does that sound okay? Shannon? Well, you're muted.
Wait, sorry. Yeah, I'm muted. And you're gonna do a background image, or?
We can just choose one of the default ones for now. I don't want to give you guys too much work to do in one day. All right. So I'm just gonna make a Final Destination style level.
Can I read a chat message we got?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Richard, I thought this was like a color and a sprite. I was like, what a beautiful orange. When do we update with that orange? It's not a color. Okay, we have a message from Mario Gamer 19.1. When are you guys going to finish the chess game series where you make every piece movable? And they also say, yep, I look forward to when it is finished.
Vivian, why don't you take this one?
I'm actually very excited about this because I think last time it was really difficult because we had to like hard code every piece, you know? But this time we have functions where you can pass in arrays.
Ooh.
Which will make things a little bit easier.
So maybe we'll start doing that again soon.
Yeah. Maybe this is the December time series where we finish it in the whole month of December.
Yeah.
No, it'll take 2 days.
Seems reasonable.
Okay, we'll do it coming up.
All right, so I'm just drawing a character real quick. They're not based on anybody, certainly not any Smash Bros. Characters. There, his name is Flurby.
Mm-hmm. That part the arm or a smile?
An arm?
Arm, okay. I think I should do two little arms.
2 little arms?
Going out.
Like, yeah. I was going to do the other one like this.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and I need to fix these legs in the wrong place. All right, now let's make this legally safe. Okay. All right, so we have this character mainly just as a placeholder until we get our awesome one from Vivian. So we need to do a few things. First, we want to define our hitbox. So I want to have a sprite that I add to this guy that is going to follow them around and make it so that they have like, collisions and stuff. So to make that happen, I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to add an extension that we all know and love. Hey, Vivian, what time is it?
It's time for arcade.
Right. That was our most on point one, I think.
If you ever prime me for a different extension, it's going to be very embarrassing, Richard. Especially if I'm not paying attention.
Richard, I missed the entire first word and a half because I was unmuting, so.
The energy was there, Shannon.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a reason I wanted to add this extension, and that is because we can store sprites with this on other sprites. So we're going to have our sprite be our main sprite, but we're also going to make it so that they have hitboxes that are stored on top of them to do things. So I'm thinking what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make this sprite just kind of decoration, and the actual sprite that's doing things is going to be the hitbox sprite. So let's go into functions, and we're going to make one called make sprite. And this is going to take in an image, which is going to be image, and also a width and a height. That's going to be the width and height for our hitbox. So let's go ahead and put this down here. We're going to put this right here. We're going to copy over this image. So let me pull out Flurby first. And And we're going to go ahead and make this new variable, which is going to be temp sprite. Okay, all right. So we have our main character. We got to call this function though here. So now we want to define our hitbox. So we want to do the width and height. So I'm going to look at this guy and be like, okay, what is the width and height of the actual meat of our Flurby? It's gross, but meat. So we're starting out at this pixel. So this is 611. You can see it in the bottom left. And now I want to go to this pixel, which is 2228. So that is 1617. Wow, almost did 16 by 16. All right. Now we're also going to make another sprite. Let's do this right here. We're going to go ahead and go into images, and we're going to create an empty image. We're going to go ahead and put in the width and height. And let's go ahead and make this a new variable called hitbox. And we want to store this on our temp sprite. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here and make this hitbox. And now we need to actually draw pixels on it. So if we create a sprite, but we just have an empty image, it's not going to have any overlaps or attacking behavior, or I guess overlaps or like collision behavior is what I meant. It needs to have pixels for that to happen. So to make that work, we're going to have to draw something onto it. And normally I would just use this fill block because it's nice and easy, but I want us to be able to see our hitboxes and also still see the characters. So I'm actually going to use this draw rectangle. So we're going to draw a rectangle inside of our hitbox image. Oh, whoops, that was the wrong block. Whenever I put in the sprite data extension, I always try to scroll down to the bottom to get this block, and I always scroll too far. Yep, a real demo sometimes.
Richard, you always scroll too far sometimes.
All right, yeah, take a look at that. Okay, so we can see our hitbox. It's this pink one. And we want to make sure that our hitboxes always appear on top of our main sprites. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go to our hitbox. And I'm going to set this Z to be 2. All right, we have made a sprite. So what we want to do now is there's a few things that are wrong with this. One, we are not centered on our hitbox, which is something we need to fix. 2, we don't have gravity or anything, and also no controls. So let's start out by doing the basic platformer stuff, I think. We're going to make a variable now called gravity. And we are going to set this to be our usual 500. And we're going to, so like I said, we're going to be doing all of our physics and stuff on our hitbox and not on our other sprite. So I'm going to go to our hitbox. I'm going to set the AY equal to our gravity. And down it goes. Okay, so we've got that going, but we also want to make sure that we have our character following the hitbox. We want to make sure that this image stays synced up. So to make that happen, we're going to, in addition to storing the hitbox on our sprite, we're going to store it in the other direction. So I'm actually going to put this hitbox here, put this temp sprite here, and I'm going to make this data character. And let me go right now. I'm going to take this player. I'm going to add a new kind, which is going to be called, let's see, character hitbox. I was just going to do hitbox, but we're actually probably going to have an attack hitbox also. So we'll do character hitbox. All right. Okay. So now that we have that stored, what we can do is we can go into our on-game update. And we can set the position of all of our characters, so all of our player sprites, to be their hitbox positions. So let me loop over all sprites of this kind. Array of sprites of kind player. We're going to set the position to be, we need to get that other sprite, so we're going to get this data as sprite. And we want our hitbox, so we're going to go ahead and say hitbox. And we want to get the X and Y. There, cool. All right, look at that. So,
wow.
Oh, whoops, I hit debug. All right, so we've got a few problems here. One, we're not actually lined up with our hitbox. That's something we need to do. So we'll fix that in just a second. The other problem we have is that we can't actually move or anything yet. So let's do the moving and stuff first, I think, because it's easy and it'll make our game a lot more playable. So we're going to go ahead and do a move temp sprite. No, sorry, we want to move hitbox. Oops. With buttons, we're going to set our VY to be 0. Just leave the VX as 100. We're going to go into scene. We're going to do a camera follow. Our hitbox. Nice. All right. And now we want to do a jumping. So we're going to go into our, we actually probably just want to use up for the jump. So go into controller, we'll go to up and say on up button pressed, we're going to set our VY to be something. So I think we need to store, let's see, we're probably going to be creating a few characters, you know, because this is usually a multiplayer game. So we're going to go into functions and we're going to make this return our sprite. Like this. And I'm actually going to pull out this move with buttons and camera follow. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and Vivian, are you doing this for reference?
Yeah, I'm like, where my person when I make them fight, they're like this. They're like, yeah, okay, you know, come punch me. I want them to look like, you know, like, oh yeah, don't try to punch me.
Okay, all right, Shannon, how would you look if you were in a fight and you didn't want someone to punch you? That's good. That's good. All right. I think I would do my arms like far away from my body, you know?
Oh, I see. My issue is I'm more of a kicker than a puncher, you know, so.
The character could be a kicker. That's a valid.
Ooh, that's true. Where do you put your arms when you kick, though? Okay, yeah, we're getting rid of arms.
Here, obviously. The least amount of interference.
So you have a higher center of gravity, so your kick can go higher.
Yep. All right. Okay. So we're doing this return now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our function call. We're going to call this make sprite, and we're going to pass in the same stuff we were passing in before. But we want the we're going to assign this to be a variable, which is going to be player1. There we go. And now we can do this move and camera follow, but we're going to go into, let's see, where do I have this get hitbox? Here we go. We're going to do the player1 get hitbox like this, and do our camera follow and move here. We want to do it outside the function because if we create a bunch, then we don't want the camera to be following all of them, you know? Okay, so we should be back where we were. Yeah, looks good. Except when I press up, I get an exception. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and go to our player1 and get the hitbox. We're going to set the VY to be something, and we're going to do our classic trick, which is going to be, let's see, 0 minus the square root of 2 times gravity times jump height. And for the jump height, I'm just going to put 32 for now. But this is where you would put in your stats for your character, right? So if you had multiple characters, we would want to have a concept of like, how high does this one jump? You know, this one might be faster, but it might jump less high. You know, the idea. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in hard-coded for now. If we go back to doing multiple characters, we'll come back and change this here. The other thing we want to do is we want to make sure we are on the ground. Even though this looks like a certain pink puffball, we are not going to do Kirby jumping just yet. Okay, let's do is hitting wall. And we want to do bottom. These are on the ground. Jump, 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 jump. Why isn't... You see how he's like freaking out when I jump? Oh, I know why it is.
Why?
It's because of he's not a ghost.
Ooh. Because it's Kirby.
It's not Kirby. Okay, we would get sued if it was Kirby. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and make this guy ghost through everything because we only care about the hitbox. We don't actually care about the image. So let's go ahead and go here and do the catch-all ghost. Set it on. And now they should hopefully not do that thing they were doing before when we jump. Yep, looks good. All right, but we have a problem, which is that our character is not centered in our hitbox. So if we want to make them centered in our hitbox, what we need to do is we need to store some offsets, I think. And so this is kind of getting into some interesting territory because we want to have, like, we might have multiple frames of this character. We don't need to start off, Vivian, so don't start doing that if you're not. Are you doing walking frames?
I was literally just thinking, I made the still frame and now I'm like, what do I need to do next?
Oh, okay.
It's perfect.
You can do walking frames.
Would you prefer I do a walking one or a fight, like a punch?
Fighting one.
Okay, I'll do the fighting one first. Do we want an idle one? Where I need like the cue, the priorities.
I think that the priorities are attack and another attack and then walking and then idle or whatever.
Okay. Wow.
Because we want to have multiple attacks. Yeah, what's up?
This is my pitch for a future stream game. Kanban board simulator.
Ooh.
Wow.
Exciting. I can just imagine all the kids pulling out their MakeCode arcade hardware to play Kanban simulator.
Yeah, you know, we could just take our like tier list simulator and kind of rotate it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be awesome.
It's true. It would be pretty cool. Hey, can I have the image, the still image of the character?
Oh, you want it? Yeah, I'll send it. It is 32 by 32. Incoming. In honor of it, I'm going to eat this haichu.
I like that idea. I mean, I like that as a spoiler or whatever. We've got, oh my gosh, he's a little strawberry dude.
Vivian, that looks so good.
For punching. Maybe I haven't decided what, you know, attack will be easiest to animate yet.
Yeah. Oh, this dude's adorable. Okay, so we have our character. We need to resize our hitbox though now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make this a bit taller. So let's up this to like 24. And see where we're at. Okay, getting there. So it looks like we have 4 pixels at the bottom and then 1 pixel at the top. So I need to add 5 to this, but it works better if it's a round number, so I'm gonna make it 30. There we go. Actually, I should err in the other direction. So I'm going to make this 28. There we go. Okay. So what we want to do now is we want to orient our characters so that they have an offset, so that they are centered with this hitbox. So to make that happen, we're going to go ahead and subtract a few pixels. And we're going to go to our create sprite function. Let's make sprite. And we're going to add a number, which is going to be the dx. And let's see, do we need a dy?
That's like how quickly you jump. Where's the
No, it's the offset in the image for the hitbox, basically. You get what I'm saying? Here, we'll do a dy just in case.
Yeah. What if their head doesn't go all the way to the ceiling?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to go into sprites. We're going to go ahead and go to sprite data, and we're going to store some numbers. We're going to go to our temp sprite, and we're just going to store these numbers straight. So we'll go ahead and put a dx, store the dx. Whoops. All right, and we're going to do the dy and store our dy. And for now, we're going to leave our dx as 0. And we're going to make our dy, let's see, what do we want to move? We want to move up 3 pixels. So we're going to make this -3. And now, inside of that on-game update we have, so we're just setting its position to be the x and the y. What we're going to do instead is we're going to set the position to be the x and the y minus our dx and dy, or adding our dx and dy.
Don't you mean dx and dy? Never mind. I'm only a partial listener.
Isn't that what I said?
Never mind. Yeah, that's what you said.
All right, let's see. Look at that. They're in lockstep. Okay, so the nice thing about having a hitbox like this is also little unimportant parts of the sprite, like this, you know, little grass hair over here and just the edge of their fist. We don't want to count those as hits, you know? So we just have this core hitbox, which is where we get hit. Now, you might actually want to do it in a different way. So sometimes like games like Street Fighter, which have pretty big sprites that are pretty complex, they have a bunch of different things like arms and legs and body. They'll have multiple hitboxes. So they'll have like the one hitbox, which is the torso, then they'll have a hitbox for the arm, and a hitbox for the leg, and a hitbox for the other leg, and a hitbox for the head. And sometimes they'll even get more complex and say like each of those hitboxes have different resistances and things. We're not going to do that. We just need the one hitbox for now, I think. So we're just going to have our one hitbox, and then we're going to have a hitbox for when we are attacking. All right. Okay. So we have our basic thing going. We're going to go now and do a attack. So by the way, we're not going to have these hitboxes visible forever. We're going to set them to be invisible eventually, but right now it's helpful. So there's no reason for us to not leave it. All right, so I'm going to make a new function. And it's going to be called do attack. And do attack is going to take in a few things. First, it's going to take in a sprite. Second, it's going to take in an array, which is going to be our frames. So this is going to be the frames of our attack. So whatever images we have for the actual animation that we're going to be playing on the sprite. Next, it's going to take in another thing, which is another array, which is going to be called hitbox frames. We'll get to this in just a second. And we're going to take in one more thing, which is going to be speed, or I guess just like time. Okay, So we have our do attack. We have our sprite, our frames, our hitbox frames, and time. Do I need anything else? I don't think so. All right. We might add some more to this later, but okay. So let's go ahead and go into our button event. We're going to go ahead and change this to be on a button pressed. Get rid of this, and we're going to start doing an attack when the A button is pressed. And I'm just going to put in a really bad animation right now. Vivian, whenever you get one, let me know.
Oh yeah, animation is so much harder.
It is, yeah. No rush at all.
I wish we had rotation. I don't want to redraw.
I got to tell you though, even the best pixel art rotation doesn't work very well.
It's still better than redrawing the entire head. I don't know. What a pain. I guess maybe the head will just be like on a. Wait, let me look up the word for this. A gimbal?
You mean on a swivel?
On a gimbal?
Okay.
What is this? That's like a gyroscope thing?
I learned this recently. Apparently, boats will have gimbals for their stove, so it's always vertical. Maybe.
Interesting.
That would work for the head.
Yeah, the head's on a gimbal, so it's always vertical. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so we're now going to go ahead and do an attack. And the way we're going to be doing this attack is, the idea is we're going to have, I guess, before I get too much into the explanation, let's go ahead and actually draw a fake little animation for this. So I'm going to, make this 32 by 32. Paste. All right, cool. So we got our character. We're going to go ahead and just duplicate this frame. And I know, Vivian, are you making him a kicker or a puncher?
I'm making them a slapper.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Should I be concerned that the head's right above the slap, though?
Oh, yeah, it would be best. So you can have it be wherever you want, but if you do, you should do a motion line where the actual hit is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a swoosh.
To make it look good?
Yeah. We're gonna define the hitboxes however we want, but you need to let the player know where the attack is like actually happening. And so you want it to be away from the body. Because if it's in the body, then it's really awkward to actually have the collision happen.
I see. Okay, I think I know where to add.
When you're fighting a character, you don't want to be on top of them to punch them. You want to be a little bit away from them to punch them. Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah. I got this.
Did I make everything a million times harder?
How's the movement? Like, are they gonna be allowed to move their character left and right while they do this, or like?
No.
Okay. Cool. I just think I ran out of 32 by 32 real estate.
Oh, really?
Well, like since they're going to the right, then their arms are already extended to the right. And then there's no space to do the whoosh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. There, look at my dumb little animation.
Oh my gosh. I say keep it.
Push, 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 push.
Nice.
It's okay. We want to have a bunch of attacks. So even if we keep this one, Vivian, whatever you do, it'll be, good.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to put in a time for this. I'm going to put in 100 because I don't know. looks like a basic punch attack, you know. And so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and animate with this. We're also going to put in a time. So this is the time per frame. So we actually want to use a division block. Divide. We're going to divide our time by the length of our frames. So if in case you're a little bit confused by what I'm doing, we actually, when you have one of these animation blocks, it returns an array. So you can actually like go ahead and get things like length off of them. Okay, so the idea with this attack is that it's going to be like the basic punch, you know, like it's going to have a really quick, but not do much damage and not send anybody flying. So we have got our basic animation, and I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move this over a bit, like this. You know, let's move them all the way over. There we go. And now when we do our play, we can see it going like that. And when we have it all the way out, we're just going to do, like I mentioned, we want to do a little bit of like action to show them what's going on. So we're going to do like a little. There you go. Like it's almost like a little Hadouken.
What's that?
Hadouken. It's a thing from you ever heard of Street Fighter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing that they do in that game.
Ah, I see.
Where you do like this little, and then like a little ball of energy comes out.
Oh, like salute the sun.
Yeah, sort of like salute the sun. Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good. Okay. So we're going to just make it so it's like a little bit smaller on this frame. And we're going quick and dirty on this. So go, because I want to get to the code now. All right. Okay. So we've got a little punch thing going now. So I can go ahead and go. There you go. Look at that. All right. So we can kind of see where it's happening. It looks a little weird, admittedly, but what we want to do now is the idea is we are going to have a frame, a second animation that's going on. So right now we have this animation that is our what we're doing on our sprite that actually doesn't collide with anything. So we need to have a second animation, and this is going to be the animation of the attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. So let's go ahead and do this and put this over here. And we're going to go through our animation, and we're going to define hitboxes. And I'm going to use this bright blue to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a hitbox like this. And we're going to have a hitbox on this frame too. And then the hitbox will be over. So we have 2 frames where it can collide. All right. And now that I have that in there, I'm going to go ahead and erase everything else. All right, check out this super exciting animation we have.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like when you're like playing a game and people are like, why do you like playing games? It's just squares on a screen. And you're like, nah. But then your game looks like that. This is a real scenario.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I was nodding in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to make this happen, we're going to need another sprite because we don't want to get rid of our collision hitbox when we're doing an attack. We just want to have a new hitbox, which is going to be our attack hitbox. So we're going to make another sprite here in our create sprite function. So we have our hitbox, right? I'm going to go ahead and do another hitbox like this. And this is going to be, whoops. I just spilled some tea.
Oh my goodness. Is it hot?
Okay. Nope. Yeah, there's no more tea to spill. All right. Okay. So now we've got the thing. Let's go ahead and make a new variable for this. We're going to. Oh, I did rename. Whoops. Okay. This is going to be attack hitbox. And we want to make this the same size. That's not super important, but let's go ahead and do that for now. We're going to add a new kind here, which is going to be attack hitbox. And just like before, we are going to store it on our data. So let's go ahead and put this right here. Like that. Okay. So we're storing our attack hitbox, which is nice. But we need to make it so it also is moving with our character. So we're going to go to where we're doing our on-game update, and we're going to do this set position right here. But we're going to set this to be the value data attack hitbox. And we won't actually see anything. But now it's being set in the correct position. Why am I bouncing? Do you guys see this? What the heck? What the heck?
What the heck?
It's like it's just jumping constantly.
Why are you saying the hitbox VY? Is that a thing?
Wait, was I setting the hitbox VY? Oh yeah. I was doing that inside of the button pressed because the hitbox is what actually has the like VX, VY, and everything on it, not the player. Okay, wait. So I'm setting the attack hitbox position to. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I set the attack hitbox to be hitbox, like just causing this weirdness. We actually want this attack hitbox to be the attack hitbox we made. Boy, that was weird. I'm glad I figured that out, and it didn't take 3 years.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah, it'd be rough. And I like so much of my life would pass by. All right. So now that we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and do another animate here. We're going to have the same time as before, but we're going to be doing hitbox frames. And for this thing that we're animating, we want to animate our attack sprite. So let's go ahead and get a value as sprite. We're going to make this our attack hitbox. All right, and look at that. We have another hitbox, which is fun. Okay. One other thing we need to do is we want to return back to our original image after the animation is done. Whoops, I downloaded a screenshot. Okay. So we are going to, like on our, I guess we'll just do it inside of our create sprite. No, we'll do it right here. We'll just go to our frame and we'll make the last frame the same as the original image. The classic. That means we need to add one more frame to our hitbox animation as well. Push, 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 push. I like it because it's like he gets pushed back for a second. All right, cool. We've got a basic attack. That's fun. So I think this is an okay place to start. Do you guys have any art for me?
Yes, I can paste it now.
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
It's not very good, but it's there.
Whoa, Vivian.
What?
Yeah, this is great. I just wasn't expecting you to do so many frames.
One of them is like the end frame.
Oh, okay.
It's better than the cat claw swiping one.
Oh my gosh. Truth. That one took a very long time.
Oh, I forgot to add a black pixel there. Will you add it for me?
I will.
Thank you.
I love the expression. Right. Nice. All right. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put this one inside of our B button. And just like before, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this and make a second animation of this. And we're going to do hitboxes now. And I think we're actually going to do, this one's going to have a fun thing where it attacks in both directions. So the hitbox is going to start out over here. And then over here, it's going to be like this whole area. All right. Now we'll just go and erase the rest of this guy. For time's sake, I'm just going to leave the stuff that's inside the rectangle because it doesn't actually matter. Anything that's in the rectangle is fair game for overlapping. All right, nice. So we can go ahead now and press B, and all right, let's slow that one down quite a bit. This one will take 300 milliseconds. Hua, 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 hua. Yeah, we should maybe slow it down a bit more, but get the idea. All right, cool. So now that we've got that, let's go ahead. We're going to go into this link that Shannon sent me. So, whoa. Oh, what? You did a background image too?
I did do a background image. It's a kitchen. I had aspirations of doing other appliances, but you just get the one.
I love it.
I love how shiny the cabinets are. It's beautiful.
Okay, so we want to set our background image to this. And now we're going to go in here and define some walls. So did you have any? So I'm guessing you wanted it to do like this?
Yep.
Cool. All right, we got 2 attacks. We can move around and jump. We probably need to jump higher, but yeah. and we have some basic things going. So I think we're gonna call it there, and hopefully next time we'll get to maybe putting another character in the game. Ooh. But in the meantime, I'm Richard. I'm Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon at Account on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forum.
And remember, it's game jam time. So we're going to be making climate change, climate crisis themed games sometime on stream in the next few weeks. But you should go ahead and make your own and submit them for our game jam because it's super fun. And you have until December 17th. So check out the forum for all the details or the official game jam webpage at aka.ms/arcadegj. Game jam. All right, bye.